Good morning. I am posting this video to Facebook. The reason I am doing that, I believe it's a good outlet to express my feelings on this matter. You may agree in full, in part, or not at all with what I have to say here. I welcome all comments and questions. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Last week I posted the following message online. The message read as follows. Why is it when archaeologists find skeletons they are always male or female and not one of the other 62 genders? I was told the next morning that it was found by some to be offensive. I was accused of being both transphobic and homophobic for my post. The conversation that ensued quickly turned ugly. During that conversation, I was also accused of being racist. I categorically deny all of those accusations. My accuser believes that I couldn't possibly love them if I didn't agree with or show more sympathy to their beliefs. I would like to explain my position on all the above accusations and understand I'm not trying to change anyone's opinions of me or my beliefs. I just clearly want to explain my views so that an open discussion on these sensitive subjects might be had. For me, the post I put represented scientific fact. It is undeniable that when human skeletons are examined, their bone structure purely indicates whether they are from a male or a female. We are currently experiencing a time in which the LGBTQ community are strongly expressing their opinions on many things, and they are entitled to do so. A faction of that community believes that there are unlimited numbers of genders. They want us to believe that men can become women and women can become men. I, for one, do not agree, and as I said, science does not agree either. In the last week, I've had a lot of time to think through other aspects of this discussion. The LGBTQ community is on the news and in social media every day. As with every cause, there is a very vocal, radical minority that demands to be heard while at the same time refusing to hear others. They base a lot of their beliefs on feelings. If one feels like a woman or a man, they are. That's what they will tell us. They want us to believe that. It adds to their agenda. This has led many within the community to start taking hormone blockers, testosterone injections, and even gender-affirming surgery. If you're an adult 18 or older, I respect any choices you make pertaining to this matter. If it ended there, I would have no complaints. However, it wasn't enough just to feel like the other gender. They now needed to immerse themselves in places where their believed gender could fit in. Men who identify as women want to use biological women's restrooms and participate in biological women's sports. In many cases, when biological women complained, they were told to shut up or they would be removed from teams. The biological women who found these situations uncomfortable were called transphobic. I don't have to go into great detail here, as these stories are in the news and internet daily and are easy to access. This situation didn't stop at just sports and restrooms, unfortunately. Big business needed to get on board to show support for trans men. They now had trans men selling women's garments, makeup, and even tampons. The radical trans community is trying hard to push biological women to the side. I don't believe this is right. More and more biological women are taking a stance against this. I support what they are doing. Biological women have fought hard for years to get where they are today, and to have a small group of radicals try to say they too are women is wrong. The trans community refers to biological women as cis women. Biological women are simply women. The trans community wants to be referred to by their unlimited amount of pronouns. And mind you, these pronouns can change daily, and in some cases hourly. Yet, if we use the wrong pronouns when referring to them, we are transphobic and we don't respect them. There's no surefire way to keep up with this madness. The thing that bothers me the most about this issue is our school boards pushing it on our children. I've never had children of my own, so people ask me, why do you even care? Let me answer that. I care because the future of our country is dependent on the children of today. When school districts are pushing an agenda on children at such a young age, they're bound to make mistakes along the way. Many of these kids still believe in Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny. These children are not in a position to know that they should be anything other than what they were born. I think many children are confused about their identity growing up. This has always been the case, but forcing this type of agenda on them only confuses them more. There are not enough advocates for these kids. I see repeated videos of parents going in front of school boards and letting them know they do not want this in their schools, but the schools keep pushing this same agenda. Many schools have books in their library with titles like Genderqueer, Sex is a Funny Word, This Book is Gay, Two Boys Kissing, and many others. These books contain pornography, both in the form of pictures and written word. This is wrong. Bibles were taken out of our schools, but you allow these type of books in. Major companies like Budweiser, Kohl's, Target, and more have jumped on the pride wagon seeing dollar signs only to see their profits crashing as people are fed up with this. Now make no mistake, I support the LGBTQ community, but I do not support the radical members of this community. Fortunately, groups like Gays Against Groomers are fed up with this radical agenda also and are doing everything they can to stop it. The month of June is Pride Month. We have one day a year to remember the fallen, Memorial Day. We have one day a year to remember veterans, Veterans Day. We have one day each to remember mothers and fathers, but we give the LGBTQ community a whole month. What is wrong with this picture? When are we going to have a heterosexual Pride Day? Stores like Target and Kohl's, are they ever going to have a heterosexual pride display? In the month of June, pride flags have replaced the stars and stripes on many businesses and in many companies. Again, this is wrong. Our forefathers would be rolling over in their graves as they saw what our country has turned into. Listen, I believe we should support the LGBTQ community like we support every other community, but we need to stop the radical side of this movement from destroying our country. If you have trans people in your family or your friend circle, love them, support them, protect them, but don't be afraid to tell them when they are misguided. Too many times people go along with something because they're afraid of losing the person if they say something that hurts their feelings. I still believe in all my heart that love conquers all. Please feel free to comment on what I've said here. It will help me to continue to grow going forward. Thank you for listening.